Testing, testing. Alright, so what I'm doing here basically is I had this idea for an app where it's like this is basically the basic layout of the app. So the idea is I kind of have to keep my ideas for things, maybe apps or jokes or something like that. I usually keep them in like a notepad, pretty much like this. Like app idea or whatever companies I want to work at, all these things, flag demos, stuff that I want to do, whatever projects. But like, let's see how many there are. Like, there's so much going on in here, and like I don't want to go through all that. Like, I can search them, which is great, but there's no actual like way of knowing what's valuable or not without manually going through everything, and I have to know what to look for too. So basically, like, it would be cool if I could make this into something useful enough that people would buy it, but this is mostly just for me, and also like a good portfolio project, because I need something that's a little bit more like really shows off my skill set. What the hell was that? So basically what the idea is like, I wanted a place to store my ideas that was like easy to kind of know what everything is and not have to look through everything manually and not have to like necessarily type everything, and organize everything myself. So this is called Spark Bins, and basically what it is like I have my bins, which is basically like folders. I get to see my priority sparks, which is what I'm calling the ideas, and like what's recently updated, and then kind of building in like an AI assistant that you could pretty much, like, you could ask like what's like the most, what are like, have I taken down an idea like this before, or have I come up with anything that you can see that is similar to this idea that I have, or what are some of the most interesting ideas for business that I have that maybe I have forgotten that you can find, and it can show you all that stuff. I have the basics implementation here, and is it not working all of a sudden? Cool. Figures. I'm still kind of like refining that, but basically, oh, it crashed it. Nice. Oh, is this even long? That's fun. I was like, I thought I had this like working already. Okay, we'll get there. Cool. So like I have like the basic AI implementation. It's just ChatGPT, and right now I have like this Trello set up. Last night I kind of went through. I had this like problem before where I built this application here called GPT Organized. Let's sign in real quick. So kind of what happened here is like, I came up with this idea. The main idea was, you know, I want to be able to save AI responses. And so I can save any response with the save button and then add them in folders and then edit them, collaborate on them, all that stuff, and even chat on them. The problem that I kind of ran into with this app is like, I had this very specific idea of what I was actually trying to do with it, and then I was like, wouldn't this be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? And I started adding all this shit, and I think this is kind of like what happens a lot of times with project managers and stuff like that. Like, what if we had this? And it's like, you just end up with all this stuff, and nobody really knows what the hell your app is even for at the end of the day. And I even added this assistant kind of stuff, so I can I have my assistant chat, so I can talk directly to my assistant based on the files that I put here. So it's got a lot of really cool features, but there's no real clear this is exactly what we're doing, this is the specific problem we're going after, and we're just going to focus on these very specific features to make this part of the user journey better than anybody else. And so that's kind of what I'm doing here. This is a big app with just lots of stuff. I mean, it's got subscription stuff, it's got profile stuff, credits, Jira. This goes straight to Jira. I built all these FAQs out with animations and everything. Built an interactive tour where it tells you about everything that's in the app, and a dashboard with all these things. So it's a hefty app. I did a lot of stuff. I collaborate on folders, edit folder name, move things to different folders, and then edit these things that you share with this rich text editor, TinyMCE. Just there's so many features that I built out. Collaboration chat, I can delete whatever chat messages if I'm the owner of the doc. So much stuff, and then continue conversation, blah blah blah. So, and then even chat history like you do on ChatGPT, you can see what history you have. So I did a lot of stuff here. This is kind of a little bit more refined of what this was basically kind of a huge mistake. It wasn't a waste of time because I learned a shitload doing this. But from a business point of view, actually trying to make something useful for the market and that somebody would actually want to use, major mistake. Because I was just wouldn't that be cool? There was people that could use this feature, and it kind of Notebook LM from Google does sort of do this, but better. A lot of these features, but way better. But overall, one of the biggest mistakes that I pulled from it is that I just lost so much focus. And so this one, kind of just doing it because I could really use it and it would be really helpful. And it's simple. It's it's a tiny thing that you could probably accomplish with things what's the one? I don't know. There's Evernote and all kinds of other stuff, but there's so many features and there's so much crap going on. There's one big one, I forget the name of it, but I just wanted something that was just for ideas and just making just solving the problem of I have to keep all my ideas in notepads, and there's other people that do too, and just fix that. And so basically what I did last night, all of that stuff that I was talking about, basically the point of it is that I have all these ideas and all these things I want to make. This is all done. Last night I was okay, I don't want to get into development hell where I'm just oh, it needs this as I'm working. Oh, it needs this. Oh man, this would be cool. This would be so much better. Blah, 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 blah. So what I did last night was define the very, very specific things that I was trying to accomplish with the application. So the primary user, and have it here so I can always look at it. Quick, easy idea storing with option for auto organization. That includes voice notes, have the AI automatically transcribe it and organize it for you, and so it's easy retrieval, and then you can edit the note, blah blah. Quick, easy visuals on past ideas with assistance for asking questions. So just basically like this issue of having to like go through all these things, kind of rely on titles to figure out what it is, or not even know maybe there's something in here that like would be interesting, but I don't really want to go through all that. So easy visualization of like what's important, what's stuff that's updated, blah blah. And then easy idea editing, archiving, and pontificating. So the idea is like you take an idea down, you want to be able to come back if it's like something important that you want to revisit and something you kind of want to touch on again, you want to edit it, be able to edit it really nicely and archive it when you don't need it anymore, but you want to be able to access it, but you don't want it to be a part of like the main place where your ideas live. And pontificating, so basically the idea is that say I have an idea, I took down an idea for a ice cream shop or something like that, and so like I was like, okay, it'd be cool, let's say I wanted an ice cream shop that was specifically for, I don't know, Dark Souls, people that love Dark Souls and Elden Ring and stuff, and it's like it's a place that sells ice cream, but it has all these flavors that are like inspired by that stuff. Now I could just take that idea down, and then ideally I'd be able to like talk to AI about it, like what are some of the things I need for this, and then be able to kind of update the idea, and then kind of work with an AI assistant to turn the idea into something that was maybe a little bit more organized and I could use somewhere else. So pontification. So I have the 3 very specific things that I want to accomplish with this app that directly solve the problem that I'm having. And then last night I was like, okay, I don't want to get into this place where I've got like, I keep coming up with things and like, wouldn't that be cool? Maybe we go in this direction. I have a very specific list of things that I took a lot of time, list of tasks to do that I took a good deal of time to actually plan, and they're in order of importance, and then landing page, that's, you know, basically like last importance, that's the last thing before we actually release it, and it's ready for people to use. And these are the only tasks I try to make as sure as possible that these are the only things that are to be done before it's released and ready to use by the public, by whomever wants to use it. And I can basically pull it up on, you know, I built it mostly for like solving my problem, and you know, I think it seems like a good solution for other people that have the same issue that I do. So ready for anybody to use it that wants to. And so I will stay directly within these tasks. I am not going to deviate from these tasks, because these tasks are, once these are done, if I did my job hopefully properly, once these are done, the app version 1 is ready to go. I'm actually thinking of a new thing that I totally forgot to put in here. That's the problem, but I think it is important enough to put in here. Limits, and then basically supports improvement submissions. It's very simple, but it is something I need to set up with the Jira API. I'll put that in probably right here. That's probably a quick one because I've already done it. Like here I have support, like this app sucks, this app sucks, have fun. So basically I made it so that you can just submit it, and then this actually goes directly to Jira. It's not good. Maybe I was paying for it and I didn't renew. I didn't think I was paying for it. Why is this? It's a different account. This I not have it here? I'm actually gonna have to figure this out because I could leave it for later, but because I have my on it. I have this here. The last name file size is currently unavailable. I honestly, I sort of kind of hate Hero a little bit, just because it's just so overly complicated. Yeah, because I don't remember. Maybe it's okay, it is this one, because that's where I use the API token from. So yeah, Jira is such a pain in the ass to use. I might just change to something else. I really like Trello, but Jira just, and I've used it so much in like professional environments. Like there's not even like a simple, I just want to log in, bro. Right. So this should be the right account. Up here. Okay. So we have this. love the camera there. I might change the camera placement here. Yeah, see, now my shit's gone. That sucks. And like, I'm just so confused. Like, look at all this stuff that's here. Like, I don't. This is just not the right software for this at all. I'm gonna have to figure something else out to handle like ticketing. It was so much simpler before. But there's, I don't know, there's just so much shit going on here. I don't know what the hell to do here. Cool. So I'm gonna change this to. I have like the code set up to handle sending stuff to an external API for this. But I'm gonna have to. Okay, because I don't want to. Jira's too much. That's why I use Trello for everything. Because like if I try to do this kind of stuff in Jira, working all on my own, it would be completely ridiculous. Companies just put way too many features and stuff, and so it just becomes a huge, like, it's a whole different skill set to just use people's applications because they just put too many features in. Alright. So, now that we got all that out of the way, right now I'm just creating assistant IDs and assistant thread IDs. Here. Figure out where I did that. So how's it opening around here? This is that big project I showed you before. This is the code base for that. Personal assistant right here. So if I remember correctly, this is just chatting with the personal assistant. It's not creating it. So I think I remember when somebody creates a profile, it auto creates an assistant form. Swore. No, it doesn't create. They have to set it up initially to create the assistant. I gotta figure out. I have to check the user out because I know I remember that was something I had to do when they first logged in. Oh, that's right. I had to create a Stripe customer ID to save. Is that right? So that we could subscribe later. If no user. Oh no. Wait, didn't I don't have a Stripe customer ID. So in the create assistant, we have a vector store ID. So it looks like when we're creating it, we need that. I gotta figure out where that's created. Control F, a little bit of a tip. If you select something here and you hit Control F, then it auto searches what you selected, and you can go through. So that's what I'm using for that. Personal assistant ID, not creating assistant, they have the assistant vector ID. Personal assistant data. Assistant, where is the vector ID? concise and a lot more up to date with my current skill set, because this app is like, it's just a, like, I have a lower skill set with it. Since I think I finished this last year, I just had a lot more experience since then, especially with new technology like Next.js. This new one is Next.js, which I have been using for a number of years, but I've recently just become comfortable enough to actually build something useful with it. Okay. This isn't vector ideas, no. It's not in the user data. It's stored in the user. This is its setup. This assumes it's in state. And it's in a use effect, so it's not creating a system. Okay, and they have one that will do it. So in order for this to run, they have to have an assistant vector ID. Figure out who creates the vector ID. If they don't have one, so what happens here? Update document to user. Update vector ID. Figure out, like, where is it saving it? Let's go to the user here. Figure out, like, where it's actually saving. You have to be updated user, because when you create one, right here, we're not making one. They don't have Stripe customer ID. Okay, so we have to be updating. Just updating basic info there. Subtracting credits. Damn, I'm super confused by my own dang code. Let's do the user info for state. gotta be in a different route. I should have probably put this in the user route. Here. Okay, here we go. That's where it's done. So let's check the actual route. So, personal system data route. API personal system. That's just getting it. Upload docs to user. With no assistant vector ID. Okay, so we don't have to create that initially. It looks like it's doing this. Is it? The assistant vector ID and the user. That's for Stripe. Basic info. Let's make admin. There. Okay. There it is. Okay, found it. Gosh, this was This is kind of stupidly built. This is mine, but stupid way to do that. Okay. So basically what it is that when a user uploads a file for the first time, which is part of the actual assistant creation flow here, like if I go here to my assistant, say I delete, and then actually I don't know if it goes back. No, it doesn't, because it already has all that stuff, and I checked for that. So let's see if there's an unused account that I can use. Okay, yeah, this is system setup. Okay, so yeah, so you start the setup and then you upload files for the first time here. And then it uploads it and then it creates, yeah, okay. Cool. So that's where that's happening. And then since here the user doesn't have the assistant vector ID field in their objects, we grab the user from the database here by their user ID and then add the vector ID. Okay. So what we're going to need to do, since we don't want setup for this, we're going to want to do that when they log in. Create assistant vector ID on register. Okay. Is there anything else that needs it? Wonder if you need. If that's required. Check. Create. Nice. Cool. So that is optional. So create the assistant vector ID on register. That's the method. And then once we have that, then we want to use basically every time an idea is saved, we want to do this. added up before here is that you would upload static documents that are unchangeable. But now the problem is that we basically want to make a put request. So is there a way to query that file and make updates to it? No editor in place. So what you'd have to do, update file, query file by file ID, delete, then upload newly updated file. Okay. So, yeah, let's do this out. So, an AI agent is required for the functionality of this application. So that means anytime somebody registers to sign up, they need to create a vector ID right away because it will be used. And then the next thing that people will do is create a new idea. So we need to make a file upload and store. So here we got the user ID, the files that they want to upload, all the file like uploading logic. That is saving it to the database locally. That's just saving the name and OpenAI.files.create. So it's saving it here. Temp file path. Okay, so it's saving. Got it. So it's saving it in OpenAI, and then once it saves it, it gets the takes this saved file. Doc upload is like, yeah, to the database. But so what it's saving, it's once I save the original name and stuff to the database and get the response for the file, get the file ID from OpenAI, then I isolate those file IDs, and if they have a vector ID, then I create a vector store or file batches. I add it to the vector store with the vector ID via the vector ID and add it to and add those file IDs. Okay, I think that works. I've tested it before, it should work. Cool, so yeah, simple. So after the ID is saved, and then we query the file by ID, and then actually we need to not only delete the file from store ID. Deleting the old file batch file base after deleting. Okay. So I can file batches.delete. And then delete from OpenAI. And then use batches.delete to delete from vector store. So that way we save space for files in our OpenAI database storage allotment, and then also delete it, delete that file ID that relates that file to the vector. Okay. So now we have creating of the agent, the upload functionality, and then basically the update functionality. The archive nodes or sparks, do we want to remove it from the assistants? I see a case where somebody archives a spark and then like maybe like 6 months later you're like, oh yeah, I had a bunch of stuff on this, I want to kind of revisit it, but I don't exactly remember where it is or anything. It'd be a lot easier just from the dashboard. Be like, I archived a node a while ago. It kind of had this. Can you find it for me? So I don't think archived. We remove it from their assistant, at least for the time being, unless storage gets ridiculous. Okay. Now we have our plan. I'm gonna go use the restroom. Okay. So now, what time is it? It's 4. Okay, so here, I don't even have anything to actually create users right now. Oh, golly. I totally skipped that part. I wonder if I should do Auth0 first. No. I'm probably just going to use... Okay, go away, thank you. Okay. I need to make a user type. Here. Oh, I already have one. Personal assistant ID, assistant thread ID, assistant vector ID. Cool. That's partial user. So basically what they're gonna get, let me figure out. I'm gonna create a email user here. This is not named very well, but basically what happens here is the access token. User. Logged in for the first time. Is it here? I don't remember where I actually get the user info from Auth0. Oh, they send it. Okay, doy. So it redirects, and then Auth0 gives me the user. They handle the registration and everything. So I do have the user, and then we get the user metadata, and we have save user info here. Okay, so save user info, sign in right here, and then this user define, get name and email. Okay, so the stuff that we check for the name and email. If there is no name and email, set it to null. And if there is, even if Auth0 does give us something. We just check to see if that user exists in our database, and if not, then we create a new one. So probably in that case, what I want to name that actually. It's called third-party ID here. It's Auth0's ID. So I think we'll probably set it as that. So this is actually what we're using here. Equals body. Cool. Let me just send it as all that's illustrated, but just send it as that. Because we like here the body is yeah, we're just sending it here in the body, and so we can just destructure the body here from whatever we get here from also. So Auth0 user ID, put that here. String. Okay. Great. Get rid of all this. User. Users. There's no user. I just have to do this one, so. Okay, cool. Alright, so what we'll get here is we'll do name, short name. Pick over here. And that way name will not be undefined if required. That's just so with TypeScript you could use a partial. Like I could say like the body's gonna have some of the stuff that user has, but then that means that the parameters passed in can be undefined since you're just using a partial, because it's like kind of an open book. Like, yeah, like I don't require any of the fields to come through. Pick, on the other hand, says we're gonna use this user type, but these things that I'm extracting from the user type are going to be, we're not gonna use the whole user type, where it's technically a partial, but it's an opinionated partial where it's like these fields from the type are required to pass the method. And that's why I say name is not possibly undefined, and that'll keep us from making a request that doesn't have name included. Okay, and then we do this. Okay, so, and then this one omit is saying like, I want to use the user, but I'm not going to require the fields that I define here. So name, L0, user ID, it's going to be that. I actually have to add more things to that pick keyword. Name, email is email, and then make sure. There's a lot of. But a lot of these are not necessary. They're optional. Picture's gonna have to be optional. Assistant vector ID is gonna actually. Assistant vector ID is not optional. Does that break all the stuff? So that's actually not going to be optional. So actually, I'm not going to use pick. I'm going to use, or omit. I'm going to use pick here. I'm going to find the things I do want here. So, we're going to do name. Email, and then assistant vector ID. Is admin there? Extract customer ID. I do. Subscription status. These are the things that are necessity here. customer ID. Big stripe customer ID. Turn customer ID. These are all things you want to do before you create the user. Subscription status. Subscription status. I have to do a query stripe. And has paid access is always going to be false for me. Create first one. Okay, so here we'll do subscription status. Subscription status. Is that in the same order? Well, when I create a new user, his admin is always going to be false. So I'll need that. I need to update their state status to admin. Okay. Why is this complaining? Yeah. So that's not gonna work. I'm just gonna let AI take care of this for me. Create the object ID. We want to utilize the object ID from Mongo. And then back to the client, including the created that's like, oh. Nice. That's like, that's where AI becomes really powerful. It's like, you know, people can make like apps with Lovable and things like that. But like, I couldn't make this app with Lovable. And this becomes really super powerful. AI becomes so powerful when it's like utilized with from somebody that knows what they're doing. Because I can look at the code and know that it's correct. So this is a little weird. I don't know why it's result.inserted ID. I have to check that. I'm Mongo running. Cool. So you can get the users. That's all. It's getting all the users. I don't want that. I'll do an ID route. Oops. nice. Cool. The annoying is like I don't have to. Okay, I'll do it on your own. Alright, I'm gonna take a break. I'm extremely